Coach Gates is going to start with an opening statement before moving on to questions.
Well, after a 10-minute delay, the theory of being lights out, I think Southern Indiana shot the lights out, literally, in the second half. I think our guys did a great job in the first half. If you look at that stat line, holding the team to 28%, 7% from the three. And obviously, we fouled too much in that first half, but in the second half, it was a tell of two teams. 82% from the three, 71% from the field. Their worst free throw was from the free throw percentage, their worst percentage in the second half. But with all that, I'm very excited about our team. Over 10,000 fans showed out in our Mizzou arena. I think that's a special thing that we were able to see. But also give our guys some momentum in these situations that they're going to continue to get better at. We started the game on a 9-0 run. We never trailed. I thought we got complacent once the last 4-minute timeout took place. Gave up 20 points in 2 minutes. They scored 20 points in 2 minutes. 10,000 plus fans. It was beautiful. But it's a learning experience for our guys, and we're going to learn and get things done, what we need to get done. 20 assists, 11 turnovers is the stat line that I'm most excited about with our team. 6 guys in double figures.
All right, questions for Coach Gates, Kobe, and John?
Dennis, when a team shoots the way they did in the second half, I mean, how much of that is, you wanting to play better defense, and how much is just teams don't even shoot like that in practice with no defense?
Let me say this. My hat's off to Southern Indiana. They did a wonderful job getting each other open and being able to get us, whether it was off balance with a shot fake or not, and knock down some high-level three-point baskets. I will never take anything away from our opponents. They did a great job. They showed the amount of fight and displayed the amount of fight that you would expect a team would display. That team and that coach has won several games. He's been there for 14 years. They're in transition. But more importantly, that team showed fight. And whenever you show fight like that, great things consistently will happen, and that's what they were able to do. I'm not taking anything away from our guys either, but to be able to shoot the way that they shot, 14 for 17 from three, I would be curious to look at another box score throughout this year that could resemble that, or a half. I will be shocked if we ever see one. But my hat's off to them. They'll win some games in their conference, but well coached, and they did a great job.
Coach, I was celebrating that win with your team. Obviously, your opener here at Mizzou. What was the message to them in the locker room?
Well, it was special not only to share that first win with the team, but our entire tradition. The former coaches that come before me, the former players, our entire fan base. 10,000, fans in one spot at Mizzou Arena. That's special. So I didn't just share it with our team. I shared it with everyone who was watching, everyone who was going to log in and check the score. And I'm thankful. I'm thankful for our athletic director, Desiree Reed-Francois, our president, Moon Choi, and their belief in me to lead this program. And obviously our student athletes for executing and doing the small things every day as we try to win championships on the court, in the classroom, and in our community. I appreciate all that they have done, especially these two that's sitting to my left and right.
Dennis, with Southern Indiana we're leading by 20, about 5 minutes left, and obviously they go a lot of barrage on three. So what did you tell your team? How did you close this one out, especially with a new team with a lot of new faces?
I think in moments like this, you got to allow your team to navigate it and learn and coach themselves. We had a lot of guys who have played basketball games, whether it's Kobe Brown, Nick Honor, Sean East, Trey Gomillion, Dre Golston. These guys are over 60-plus games of college basketball, so they've been in situations. We have to do a better job of not collapsing. I could have easily gone zone, but I did not want to. I could have stopped certain things from happening. It's important that we continue to get better and learn about ourselves. I could have went a man press or a zone press. I chose not to do those things because every game is precious and every game is a teaching moment. And you can't pour cold water, as Coach Nutt says, you can't pour cold water on a win. It's a great win. It's a great win.
Sean, what's a player's perspective on their shooting in the second half?
Like Coach said, you can give credit to them, but I think we just got kind of like lackadaisical and, stop. Once we got that lead, we kind of relaxed a little bit, and we need to focus on the details coming out that last 4 minutes next time.
Sean, what was the difference for you personally between the first half and the second half, other than a little bit of foul trouble in the first half?
Nothing really. Just coming out and playing hard, doing the things Coach asked, and helping the team get the dub.
Dennis, after Kobe, 5 guys have had between 10 and 12 points. I mean, is that what this team's capable of, balance like that, have guys that can kind of get hot any stretch?
Kobe's not always going to be the leading scorer. If it was up to him, he wants to be the leader in assists. But he knows what he's gifted at. He knows how talented he is, and when it's a time or a situation for him to show his versatility, he's done that. But all of our guys are willing passers. I think we've displayed that. If you look at the 11 turnovers we had, I would count half of those were unforced, meaning we just somehow gave the ball back up or away to the opponent. It's very rare that you'll see this team, I believe, turn the ball over and not have a positive assist-to-turnover ratio. And that's something that we have always spoke about since the very beginning. We had 2 guys with 5 assists, but again, 20 assists in a game, that is awesome. That is an awesome stat. We made 35 field goals. To have 20 of those assisted, that means unselfishness. There's going to be a different amount of guys in double figures. We just don't know. We got to allow the ball to find the best shot. Noah Carter is not an 0 for 4 three-point shooter. I can guarantee you that. And I'm excited about the shots we did miss that were wide open because they were assisted shots, okay? That's going to help us win ball games as well as our defense, and we got to do a better job defensively.
Coach, last week you mentioned you hope to obviously learn something about how this team handles certain situations
Yeah.
once you put them in. What was one thing, if you could pick it out tonight, if you feel like you learned about this group?
I think what I've learned is we have a special group, and it's an exciting bunch to watch. It is a connected group. I think they get a joy and a true excitement of seeing their teammates succeed. We have depth. We have depth at every position, and we can play in different ways, different styles. We have to do a better job, and that's me, myself, in calling whether it's not a man-to-man press, but a zone press to keep us in position. And I didn't do that. So it's collective. I learned something about myself too.
Hey, Kobe, you've been through a few of these now, first games. I'm just curious, the last couple weeks leading up to this with everything new, I mean, have you sensed just around campus or talking to people kind of a renewed sense of excitement and see what's going to happen here?
Yeah, definitely. I've been mentioning that, or I've been saying that for the past month or so. It's so different now. All the events we do on campus, where we were the last couple of weeks ago, we were shooting hoops outside the student center. There's just so much engagement we have with students, and even just fans of the adult age. It's crazy. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's really a buzz going on in Columbia, and I love it.
Kobe, we talked about how this team was coming together last week. How do you feel like they overall meshed tonight as one of the leaders on this team?
Oh, it meshed really well. Every day in practice, we work hard, we play hard, we try to find different ways to get different things. Off the court, we're always with each other, we live with each other, constantly talking, going out to eat. I just feel like the ceiling is, the sky's the limit for this team, and the more we play, the more we practice, the more we're with each other, the better we'll be.
We have to continue to get better, and my goal is that each game you'll see a different team, meaning a team that's better in every area. Whatever we were weak at this game, and I'll look at the film and analyze it, I hope the next game, as we continue to grow, we solve those situations. I will never take anything away from our team. They are doing everything that I'm asking them to do. But to have a team with the experience we have, we definitely have to continue to get better at a different rate. To have one freshman, and I think Aiden Shaw did a great job, right? Aiden Shaw went 4 for 5, 9 points, and you look at the game before our exhibition, he may not have played as much, but you saw a different fire in him. Now the next challenge for him with all that athleticism is to increase his rebounding rate per minute. And once we get that taken care of, you'll see a growth in our youngest guy who can contribute and help us. I think you guys will say the same thing across the board. Our guards have to be rebounders by committee. And I thought we allowed some basketballs to get away from us that could have ended up in some easy baskets.
Coach, was tonight indicative of the kind of pace that y'all want to play with this season?
Well, I think we have a group of guys, because of our depth, we can push the pace for sure. But also we have to be able to take, and it's a fine line, how many threes do you take versus driving to the basket, right? I think we were at and I'll count the passes, how many one-pass threes we got, but they were wide open. Now, if you flip that switch and say, okay, if they're made, then, they're great shots. But as a coach, you're thinking to yourself, okay, what's the difference between a good shot, bad shot? It's a make. And I want my guys, because I know their hearts, they are unselfish, and they are enjoying playing with each other. So I don't want to take away their aggressiveness, their scoring abilities, but we have guys who have averaged double digits coming off the bench, and that is a remarkable weapon to have as long as we use it in the right way.
Coach, on a similar note, you had some success in transition tonight. What did you kind of like about your team translating defense to offense tonight?
I think our guys, I think they're doing what we're asking them to do. And sometimes you have to have a respectful selfishness about you. I don't play the game. I hadn't played in over 20 years. They have to understand that I can say some things, but their instincts have to take over. And I don't ever want my guys to look over their shoulders and play hesitant. I want them to play aggressive. And as long as they're playing aggressive with our pressure offense and pressure defense and getting great shots, we'll be okay. How do we get to the free throw line more? We cannot lose the free throw game. And I thought over a period of time we got that lead back, but for a long time we were in a deficit. In the first half, we were definitely in the deficit. We can't allow that to happen. But what fouls allowed them to get to the free throw line? Well, it was a 50-foot foul on Sean East. He was mad at himself. And then Nick honored the same thing. We were fouling guys with no level of discipline that I thought should have been there. But we'll look at the film. The guys know what I'll send them to their cell phones tonight. He'll see that one foul for a long time. So.
Dennis, Isaiah didn't play a whole lot in the second half. Was he just maybe not at his best, what you saw, or
No.
just how the rotations were going?
It was just the rotations and with the guys that were out there. He had 2 assists, 2 steals. He took 2 charges. He played good basketball. He played unbelievable defense. It's just the rhythm of our team. Our team has depth. And the pace, I am just more so focused on the defensive end. I am not worried about our guys being able to score. But defensively, we're going to have to connect ourselves. And like I said, I could have done things to give a different look. I never gave Southern Indiana a different look. I want to see our guys, and that's the only way we'll learn the things we need to learn. I cannot rescue them from situations that's going to teach us. We have to teach, and we have to learn in games. I could have easily gave different looks. I did not want to because I thought in the long run we would be able to benefit from it. And looking back, hopefully in March, April, we look at it like we learned something from our first game of the season.
Time for one more question?
Dennis, you mentioned, I guess after WashU, the first loss you took as a head coach, and obviously it's been a few years since that first game. What kind of lessons have you taken from that also across the years that kind of help you pull out this one tonight?
Well, I always talk to my mentors and pull back, different examples as an assistant coach. While in the ACC, over 80% of our games were decided by 2 possessions or less. And whenever you have that type of in-game preparation, it prepares you in the big picture. Same as a head coach. You look back on moments. You always try to learn while you watch film. I don't only watch film of us. I watch film of different situations throughout the country because somehow, some way, players are always going to put coaches in new situations that have not ever been witnessed. So we got to continue to do our job and getting better. I demand development of myself, my staff, and my players, and hopefully you'll see continuous growth from us all. I am proud of our fans. I am absolutely proud of our fans. I will never, ever say that, in a low voice. I am very proud. As the Witten family head men's basketball coach, I am proud. By the way, this is Mr. Witten. Witten family's right here behind us. This is Dad's tie. He's no longer with us, but this is his tie, Mr. Witten's tie. As the Witten family head men's basketball coach, I made a promise to wear the tie in my first games. So,
All right, thanks, guys.
MIZ.